It's time for the SP Bushy Show. Here's your hosts, SP and Bushy.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the SP and Bushy Show, the show where no topic is safe. Bushy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm improving the podcast thing going on. See, got a little nice microphone here, and it's nice. I can hear you pretty clearly, and it sounds like you're hearing me pretty clearly too.
You sound great. You look great.
Oh yes,
Ready
I look
to
great.
talk
I feel
some
great.
sports?
I'm getting my summer body ready. That's what I'm getting ready for. I'm going to the beach in a couple of weeks, man. I'm working on my tan. It was nice, and I went to my I went to my first Kentucky Derby party on Saturday, so that was pretty fun.
Nice. I went to one of those as well.
Did you put money on a horse?
I did. I got a little bit of action on Medina Spirit. How about you?
I did not. I'm really happy though. I was going to put money on Hot Rod Charlie. I liked his odds, and a lot of people really liked the horse, so I was gonna take him. But thankfully, that didn't happen. I probably would have lost money.
Yeah, I heard people talking, and they said that I heard Medina Spirit come up, and like a couple people were shying away because they didn't like his trainer, and I'm like, I'll take it.
You'll
And then I
take
also
it.
took a couple of other long shots just in case, so that way I didn't have to split the pot. I took like the two with like the longest odds in case they somehow pulled it out, so that way I didn't have to split the pot.
Yeah, I was. That's great for you. You won some money and stuff.
Yeah.
I would have won some money if I maybe bet that he would place with Hot Rod Charlie. I saw that he took third, so I was really happy about that. So I'm like, okay, like I chose a good horse. It just he ran an okay race.
He ran an okay race. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know. Maybe the guy on top of him wasn't whipping him hard enough. Who knows?
Yeah, he could have had one of those giants. I think I read like some guy was like 5'11", which is like a giant, for a jockey.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I mean that's like the equivalent of like, probably like the Big Show on
Right, that's like
Mysterio.
Bull in the jockey world.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's like the equivalent of Bull in the jockey world. Like it's just wow. Like what?
Or the Big Show, yeah.
What is his weight? Is he I don't know, like 100 pounds soaking wet?
He's 5'11", $160. All those other guys are 115 on a good day.
Yeah, it is on a good day, and it's just like wow, like that is a really tall person for a jockey. Like, how did that came on? Like, really, like what made you think, okay, I want that guy as a jockey? Because he doesn't look like a prototypical jockey.
Hey, you never know though.
You never know. Yeah, obviously it didn't work out.
Trying to break the height barrier and
Yes, for guys like you and me, bigger guys.
I know, yeah. Maybe one of these days we'll see you.
We'll see me in the Kentucky Derby. I'm whipping Hot Rod Charlie as he's going slow down the stretch we come.
Yeah. I don't think we want any horse carrying either of the two of us. I don't think it's going to go too good in the Kentucky Derby.
I don't think I've ever been on a horse, really. I don't think I've ever been on a horse, and now with my height and my weight, I don't think the horse would like me on his back.
I was on one a couple of times as a kid, but
yeah, usually for people like us, it's you got to be a kid, but I never did it really as a kid either.
Right. Speaking of
it was great.
Speaking of which, where did you get the kid photos of us you posted on Twitter?
Oh, that's still a secret. I will never tell that. No, actually, I got it from our good friend Alex Gonoff.
Wow.
He sent me a picture of it, and I kept waiting for the perfect time to kind of post it. I got it around January, and I was going to make a joke like about the last time the Browns made it to the to the AFC Championship game. We look like this. Yeah, so I waited for a good time for that.
Well, obviously, thanks to Alex. I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while. Good. I mean, obviously, growing up, he was a good friend, and
Oh,
I always
okay.
had a guy who felt like was always invited to my elementary school birthday parties.
Yes, he was always a staple with either yours or I's birthday parties. So we got to give a shout out to him. We love Alex here. Yeah, that was always the case too. And actually, it's funny. Okay, name the two people that sat like between you. I assume this is probably first or second grade. Like
Ooh,
I know the two people between you. It's actually really funny.
I don't know. I remember a time in like second grade where there was that girl, Jacqueline Menzies. And like him and I were both like trying to hold her hand or whatever it was back in second grade. And so then we ended up like having like a fight afterward, like school in like second grade about it. But it was like I said, it wasn't even like a real fight. Like he kept trying to like sweep the leg on me, and then I just kept jumping over it, and then it was like first one to go to the ground. And I was like, second grade rulesing him. I'm like, okay, well, you went to the ground to try and trip me, so you went down, man. But in the end, it was. I think either both of us are better off now.
Yes, both of you are better off. Alex
I'm
is
engaged.
married.
She's married.
Yeah, he's married with the wonderful daughter. You're engaged, and yeah, so yeah, thank God that second grade relationship didn't really squabble anything.
Yeah, and the least violent second grade fight of all time didn't really hurt anything.
Well, second grade's usually pretty. It's just a lot of pushing and shoving. There's really not a lot of fisticuffs. We didn't know how to use fists back then.
No, it was hilarious. I think like if we went back and like watched the tape of it, and right now, and I think like he got into like judo and stuff, and like got really good at it. And like I tore out my knee the one time I tried to do judo. So I mean, I think if that fight was fought right now, like Alex would be like a 10-1 favorite, and I would have like long shot odds for sure.
Yeah, you would have long shot odds. Hey, but all it takes is one punch. It really does. All it takes is one punch.
No, I would bet on him and then just try to make it interesting.
You'll just kind of like, wait. wait.
Yeah, I think second grade was probably the last time I could have won that fight.
Yeah, too. Yeah, he was kind of a bigger kid too. He had a big round belly. He has kind of filled out a little bit, so that's a good thing for him. But
he knows that judo, man. He would whoop me in a heartbeat now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, okay. You ready for the two people that are between you on this yearbook thing that he sent me?
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, here you go. You are between Heather Parker and Catherine Ritter.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny. I was just like looking at their names. I was like, oh my God, like, yeah.
Those
it's
are
like
some
Heather
from the past too.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of like her name, of Heather Parker's name in like forever. I was like, wow, like, oh, okay. I remember her.
Yeah, I haven't thought of her in a long time. And Catherine, I haven't thought of her either. I just, I don't. Aside from you and a few people from back in the day, like I haven't talked to a lot of those people in a long time. So
yeah,
old Village East days.
Yeah.
And, what about you? Who's by you in this? I want to hear.
Oh, I don't know. He never sent me. He never sent me any of the people between. Right. Yeah, I would love that for sure. I think it would be great because I would have been like, oh, okay. I don't know. I was always higher up, so I was probably between some other people and some other people.
Yeah, you were probably by our good buddy Corey Amadon, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably Corey.
To rip off my homework.
Yeah, I was probably between Corey and probably. I don't know. Maybe. God, yeah, and it was probably either that or like Brittany Burrell. That's what I remember. Yeah, because she was always because she was BUR. I was always BUS. So. Yeah, it does make a lot of sense, but still, I mean, that's probably who I'm between. And then God, I don't remember a lot of people with the C.
Taylor Carey.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, it's probably Taylor Carey. That's what I'm probably between of. Probably
He was like
between
the
Brittany
one guy who
Burrell
was
and
like,
Tara Carrar. Yeah.
he was like the one guy who was like around your height too.
Yeah, it was always like me, him, and like Taylor Montgomery, Marcellus Johnson. Like we were kind of the four. Yeah, we were kind of the four biggest people in the as far as like the whole like class that we grew up with.
And like Taylor was always like way taller than all of us.
Yeah, Taylor was always the tallest. We always went. Yeah, so it was always a jockeying position between Taylor and Marcellus and I.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, people. This shows that we
started off the rails. With
we're already off the rails so far, and it proves to people that we are two lifelong friends.
I know. Yeah. Well, I'll have to reach out to Alex and try to track down your second grade yearbook photo too, and see who's around you then.
Yes, I'm surprised he hasn't sent it to you.
I'll reach out to him because I think I'll have to talk to him about that. But man,
I mean, I sent something around that time as well. So.
Oh yeah, you definitely did. But man, I do not look at all like that kid, huh?
I know that's just crazy. Really, I mean, growing up with him, it's one of these people. It's just like wow, like Sean actually grew up. Like it's crazy.
What is my face? If you haven't been to our Twitter yet, like I don't know what face I was making for that photo either. The face is the worst.
Oh.
Like Steve's face at least makes sense. It's from a good football pick. Like,
right. Oh, gee. I don't know. It looked like it looked like you were trying to be like smile, and you were like, no. I think you were rebelling the smile during picture day that day. Yeah, you're just like, I'll give it
I look like I'm trying to be the Village East version of Minkus from Boy Meets World, which I kind of was, but either way.
You were. I mean, it's just like the hair too. I mean, it's you always have the hair. Like,
absolutely.
The hair was always down to here.
Right.
Most of the time.
It was full blown, man.
Yeah, just giving you all that fun stuff. Yeah, it's just good memories.
So go down there, go to our Twitter, smack talk my little kid photo, lay it on me.
Yes, give it to us. Yes, say what we look like. We'd be happy to, retweet any funny things as well.
Yeah, be sure to check it out. And thanks to Alex for giving us those photos for sure.
Yes, thanks a lot, Alex. And yeah, it was great. And I'm sure hopefully people checked out our Twitter for the draft actually. So loved tweeting during the draft. Yes, love the draft content. It was great.
It was lots of good tweets on that, and then obviously lots to talk about with the draft. What were your thoughts on it?
I mean, we saw kind of history. It really first time in a while that we had 3 quarterbacks taken in the first 3 picks. So obviously it was a great quarterback needed draft, and they kind of met the supply with the demand with that. Obviously the first 2 weren't the shocks with Lawrence and Wilson going to the Jaguars and the Jets, but number 3 was the wild card with the 49ers with Trey Lance. And yeah, let's hope it pans out for him and all that. And obviously this is an all-in move for the 49ers. Really, I think if they have the season that they've previous had with the non-Super Bowl year, we could see, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan getting the boot.
I think there are ways. I think they still get a little bit more of a grace period, but I think 2 more years maybe. I think they'd be in trouble. And I mean, Trey Lance, once again, a guy who doesn't have a huge sample size, so it's definitely a bit of a gamble.
I think with the trade that they made to get up to number 3, I think this is an all-in move, and they want to really. I think this is a make it or break it year for Shanahan Lynch era for San Francisco.
I mean, they were just 2 years removed. Well, good, because when Vic Fangio gets fired at the end of the year, then that means that Shanahan may be available.
Yes, that would be a good thing. Yeah, it would be a good thing. I would love to see it. It should have happened in 2017. I always should have tried to do stuff in 2017, but didn't make it. And now hopefully they have a second chance now. This Broncos organization has a second chance.
We can only hope, but in any event, obviously, Shanahan going all in on that trade, obviously. It took, 7 straight or 8 straight picks before we had a defensive player off the board?
Yes, 7 actually. Yeah, 7 offensive players were taken before the 8th pick with J.C. Horn.
Yeah, so obviously that's a record too. So, I mean, teams trying to shore up their offenses in an offense-heavy league right now is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, and it really, the teams that were picking really kind of needed offense in a
Right.
way. I mean, I know the Jaguars needed probably everything, but yeah, they needed to start with the quarterback position.
You can't pass up Lawrence, though.
Yeah, you can't pass up Lawrence. I'm very excited to see him this year, or we'll get to see him on TV because the Broncos do play the Jaguars this year, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited to see Zach Wilson as well. Let's see how he's going to do with the Jets, and they seem to be kind of rebuilding on the fly here, so we'll see with that.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. Obviously, the Jets, it feels like have been rebuilding for a while, and it's going to be interesting to see how they go about it going forward. Once again, very interesting first round. And I think the problem with this show sometimes is that we agree too often, because I think you and I both like the Patrick Surtain pick for the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people that I think we're actually probably the few people of Broncos country that really love the pick. I never understood with Fields. It just seemed like every time I seemed to watch Fields, like he just really kind of underperformed. Like, I'm like, come on, show me why you're a top quarterback. And really, I watched a ton of Ohio State games, and I just feel like he just kind of went on, and especially some of the big games too, especially that game against Indiana. I just felt like he was kind of soft. And the same goes for the Big Ten championship. Really, the only game he really kind of excelled was the semifinal game against Clemson, really, where I was like, wow, that was a great performance. But every other time, I just came out of that very unimpressed with him.
But is he good, or is Ohio State good too? And that's the question you got to ask, because it's not like Ohio State has really gone and produced all these like fantastic quarterbacks in recent years.
No, they have not. Here's a trivia question for you: who is the all-time winningest quarterback who came out of Ohio State? All-time winningest NFL quarterback to come out of Ohio State in the NFL. Yep, all-time leader in wins for an Ohio State quarterback.
That's tricky.
I don't think. Oh, you're going to be like, oh, because I looked up for this.
I got to give up on it, but who is it?
It's Mike Tomczak.
Oh, wow.
Mike Tomczak, yeah, the tournament quarterback. He played for the Bears, the Steelers. He kind of went around, but those were the two notable things. But, yeah, he's the all-time winningest quarterback to
Wasn't
be
he
drafted.
a Broncos backup for a little bit too?
He probably could have been as well. I mean, he made his way around the league, but people remember him more as a Bear or a Steeler in the late '80s, early '90s, and mid '90s too. Yeah, because he was just a serviceable quarterback.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I guess he wasn't with the Broncos. It was with the Bears, the Packers, the Browns, the Steelers, and the Lions. So.
Oh man, I forgot he was with the Lions. He probably was that backup role, yeah, with Corey Patch and all them.
Wow. So once again, like I'm sorry, I'm not going to be that excited about. I needed an Ohio State quarterback to go on and prove something to me before I feel like I need an Ohio State quarterback on my roster. I think you're the same way.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and I guess we really needed to shore up the secondary as well because really, I mean, we were dragging out people literally from the scrap heap for the final like month and a half, really, and that defense really fell off when a lot of the secondary started to get injured, and I think people kind of forget about that. It's like, yeah, we kind of need a quarterback, but it's like I feel like we kind of need to shore up the defense as well because really, I mean. That quarterback room was really thin coming to the end of the season.
Right. And obviously, like, if whatever – the fact of the matter is, even if the Broncos had drafted Fields, you would have wanted them to trade Fields for Aaron Rodgers anyway. So don't act like any quarterback that's not Aaron Rodgers right now for the Denver Broncos is a disappointment.
Exactly. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Obviously, you've been kind of really not a big fan of Aaron Rodgers here in the
What?
podcast.
I've been a fan of Aaron Rodgers in the podcast. I was the one saying he should have won MVP. He was the man. Like, I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy.
Oh, I thought you hated him
I
thought you
hate
hated him.
No,
Yeah.
I don't hate him. I like him.
Okay, good. Yeah, but I'm all for it. Just hearing the rumors during draft night got me so excited. Like I was just like, make this happen. I want this to happen so bad.
Right.
In the worst way, like having at least an older Aaron Rodgers would be great. It'd be great.
MVP at last year. he's not that old.
I know. I know. And if Tom Brady keeps playing this way, I believe Aaron Rodgers is going to do the same thing as well. So it's great to see. I want the rumors to be true. I want him to be traded to the Denver Broncos, and it would really, really kind of invigorate this fan base, which really is just been kind of this stuck in the mud type of fan base right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, obviously, you know, the fan base is it's a fan base that's a great fan base, but it's a fan base that's also has high expectations. And lately those high expectations haven't been met, and that's why the fan base has been upset.
Yeah, that's really the case. Yeah, the fan base has been upset. We want this team to succeed. We want this team to win. We want this team to be successful, and they're just not getting it done on the field. And with bad coaching decision after bad coaching decision, and I'm just very excited. I really kind of like this draft class that the Broncos have kind of produced.
I do too. I mean, I'm excited for it. I mean, you talk about it feels kind of like I'm sure how the Patriots fans must have felt last year, because the Broncos were good. And then the rug got pulled out right after we won the Super Bowl, and then it was just a painful crash to the bottom. Like, if you go down the mountain gradually, it's a lot easier to go down the mountain gradually than it is to just go full on roller coaster.
We had the gradual. It was kind of a gradual, but yeah,
it's gradual.
No, it was a little bit gradual, and then it kind of went down.
It wasn't like we went to the playoffs the year after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that is true.
And it was like we went full on. Bam.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I mean, it's just really is a shame, but it's just I want this. Trust me. I mean, we know it. We know how successful this franchise could be. So we just want it to be a successful franchise.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, obviously, Patriots fans are very happy with Mac Jones. It really, I mean, the comparisons with Brady has started with the body type that they both had and all that. So I'm really kind of curious with that one.
I'm curious with that one, but let's.
Yeah, this is going to be like a wait and see approach. Like everybody,
like a lot. Brady, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of Patriots people were excited for the fact that they got them. Like it's just like, oh, we Belichick got his quarterback and all that, and they're gonna win the Super Bowl. What happens if he stinks? Oh my goodness, Patriots fans are gonna probably ride him out of town in two years if he stinks.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if they're gonna start him right away. Are they gonna start him or are they gonna start Cam for week 1? You think?
That's going to be the question going into probably Patriots training camp. They have a quarterback controversy. They haven't had one in over 20 years. So it's kind of nice to see the Patriots kind of have a quarterback controversy instead of just plug and play Brady in.
Right, exactly. So I don't know. Like once again, Brady spent like almost that whole first season behind Drew Bledsoe. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, I won't forget that. Yeah, so they'll probably string him along. If Cam, maybe light a fire under Cam. And if it may do, it may don't. Usually Cam folds under pressure, so we'll probably see Mac Jones probably early this coming season.
All right, I want to make the prediction right now. I want the way too early prediction.
All right.
What game do you think Mac Jones makes his first start?
I would have to say, you know what? I'll say probably week 6. Yeah, so that's probably mid-October. So that I'm thinking week 6. I'm thinking mid-October. I think Cam has a couple of good games, and then he has that one bad game that he always seems to have, and then it just declines for him.
Ooh, I just looked at the schedule though, and you have Brady going back to Foxborough. Oh,
That could
Mac
be
Jones,
it.
that could be it.
That could be the first game. Yeah, I'm really kind of curious. Yeah, we'll have the schedule released next week. Yeah, so I'm really kind of curious. I want to know when that game is because that's going to be an NBC Sunday night game, folks. I mean,
For sure.
if there was ever a certain NBC Sunday night game, that's it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
NBC is like I don't care what other than the first game of the season, the Thursday after Labor Day. I don't care whatever game. We want Tampa Bay against New England.
Yeah, I mean, even me who hates Brady and hates this whole Patriots dynasty. I mean, I think I just kind of have to see it. But
what's going to happen with the Patriot fans? Are they going to cheer for every Tom touch? If Tom throws a touchdown pass, did they cheer? Did they go nuts? Like this is going to be a weird situation.
It's going to be very interesting to see it.
Yeah, that's a game I'm definitely gonna watch. Like that is a game. Oh my God, we're probably gonna be tweeting about it.
Oh, we're definitely gonna be tweeting about that for
sure. Yes, we are definitely gonna be tweeting about it for sure. And I'm just kind of curious when that game's gonna be. I'm hoping it's kind of maybe be later in the season, so maybe we have that Brady against Mac Jones matchup, and then they promote it. It's just like old Brady against new Brady.
It's not gonna matter if it's Mac Jones or if it's Cam Newton. That game is going to be
it's just Tom Brady against Bill Belichick. That's what we're going to have.
That's what it is. It doesn't matter who they have a QB for that one. And in fact, if they're smart, they might try to protect Mac Jones from that one.
They might have, yeah. And I mean, who knows as well? I mean, and we'll probably get a lot of shots of Josh McDaniels because God forbid he's so important. As I roll my eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Josh McDaniels will always be the guy who spied on the 49ers practice and tried to cheat and still lost. That's Josh McDaniels to me.
I know, yeah. He tried to cheat, and yeah, he's gotten cheated a couple of times with the Patriots and with the Broncos. Yeah, trust me, we hate Josh McDaniels here. He sucks. He's a terrible offensive coordinator. You see it with any other quarterback besides Brady. I mean, yeah, he had that Matt Castle year, which really kind of won him the job. I don't think he gets the Broncos job if the Matt Castle year doesn't happen. But yeah, and he tries to trade for Matt Castle, which is I think people forget about that. Yeah, he tried desperately to trade for Matt Castle like that. That should have had a red flag warning about it. So I'm like, this is going to be a bad tenure. The fact that he was going to trade Jay Cutler for Matt Castle.
Well, I mean,
trust me, I would definitely have Jay Cutler more than Matt Castle.
Yeah. 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 It's not like it's much better than the alternative though.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like it's not fun really. And anything else that jumped out on you on the draft?
It's weird because it's been less than a week, but it feels like it's been a while for it. I mean, once again, I think every team did a fairly decent job of addressing what they needed. I don't know what the Bears are going to do with now that they do have the guy that we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now what they're going to do with Fields? Yeah, we're definitely going to have a quarterback controversy with Trubisky against Fields. That's gonna be the fun one.
I thought they got rid of him.
No, they're trying to trade for him, I believe. Yeah,
I thought they got rid of Trubisky.
I think they got.
Yeah, he's with the Bills now, so it's
Nick Foles,
it's Andy Dalton, Nick Foles.
Oh, that's right, Andy Dalton. Yeah,
and Justin Fields.
See that the Bears have such a rotating.
So they're probably going to cut Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
Andy Dalton. I think.
Yeah, Andy Dalton against Justin Fields for the right to be the Bears quarterback.
I think they're going to cut Dalton, and it's going to be Fields versus Foles.
I don't know. They keep saying that Dalton is still the number one starter, so we'll have to see about that one.
Either way.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm really kind of curious. This is going to be
Oh, man.
different too, since we're going to have 3 preseason games instead of 4 with this new schedule format. So we're going to be curious. You know, it's like does Andy start 1 and then Fields starts 2, or did they treat 3 as that, like, oh, we just put the scrubs in? I'm really kind of curious how coaches are going to evaluate
It's gonna be
the
interesting to
preseason
see.
games.
The real question that I have is if Aaron Rodgers gets traded and it's Love, Fields or Foles, Kirk Cousins, and like Jared Goff is the quarterbacks of this division. Like this division's gonna be like, okay.
That is a bad division of quarterbacks. Probably Kirk Cousins is probably going to be the best
Right.
probably quote unquote, probably the best quarterback of that division right now.
Right. Depending on which version of Goff you get.
Yeah. I think we'll get a bad version of Goff. I think.
Right, I do too.
Yeah, I think the Lions they're starting to build towards something, but I mean this year is probably going to be a hopeless year for them. And Goff doesn't really have anybody to throw to as well. I mean Galladay's gone. Yeah, so we'll have to see with that.
Yeah, it's a more hopeless year than most for the Lions.
Yeah, it's a more hopeless
Every year's
year,
a hopeless year for the Lions.
Don't be shocked if we
It's
see them.
year.
Don't be shocked if we see them picking in like the top 5 next year.
Once again, like the Detroit fan base has just got to be miserable right now because you got the Red Wings, the Pistons in last place, the Tigers in last place. You got the Red Wings in last place, and then you got the Lions who are like always in last place.
Yeah, you have Detroit. The Rockies actually have a better record than Detroit right now. So they're Detroit, the worst team in baseball right now as far as records wise.
They're the worst team in basketball in the Eastern Conference, I think.
Yeah.
They're the worst team in hockey.
They're not the worst team. It's still Buffalo, but still, they're one of the worst teams in hockey. Okay. Yeah, they're one of the worst teams in hockey.
The point is that they have the E next to their name and not the X, okay?
Yeah, they are
it's still Buffalo mathematically, but Detroit's still in last place in their division. So
yeah, they are very bad. Yeah, and it's just really, I mean, this it's it's a bad time. It's a really dark time for Detroit sports right now.
Right.
No, they have to look forward to Michigan football or something like Michigan or Michigan State football. Yeah. Yeah, and both teams stunk it up last year too. So it's just Michigan sports all around is very, very bad.
Shoot.
How's the WNBA team doing?
I don't know.
Yeah. Are they going to be good? Yeah.
We're not going down that route. I ain't got time to look that up.
We got to figure that out.
I don't have time to look that up, but.
Yeah, Detroit right now is the only team that doesn't have 10 wins right now. So yeah, it's a dark period right now.
Time, yeah.
It is a dark time. Yeah, because usually one of these teams is actually good.
Right.
It used to be the Red Wings for years, and the Pistons had a couple of years as well in the mid 2000s.
I don't remember the Pistons being this bad.
It's been a long. I mean, they made the playoffs, I think, in 2016, and I think after that, it's just been like a long, low, dark period right now for them as well. It really is a bad sports city right now. A really depressing sports city.
I don't even know.
If you got to rank them, you got to rank them in the top. You got to rank them at least in the top 5 right now, as far as like most depressing sports fan bases.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because at least Buffalo has the Bills.
Right. Like right now, like I said, this year has got to hit that for them especially bad because like they're awful and every team is awful.
Yeah, every team is awful. Every team is bad. They're either the worst team or one of the worst teams in there. And yeah, Jared Goff may be the savior with a 5-13 or 5-12 record.
Yeah.
And that's a high point for if they go 5-12, that's probably going to be a high point this year for the Lions.
Here's something for you.
What's up?
The Pittsburgh Pirates have the second worst run differential in MLB right now at -29. That's the second worst.
Is Detroit first?
Oh, Detroit's first, yeah. They are -68. So they're worse. They're over 2 times worse than any other team in baseball right now.
Right. Yeah. And
Just run differential.
you're right. Yeah. And you see it with Pittsburgh too. They're either really, man, that's bad.
It's very bad.
It is very bad. It's just
68 at this point in the season.
especially at this point in the season, it's very bad, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better for Detroit land.
Yeah, I don't see which one of those teams gets out of this first. Who knows?
We will have to see.
Like I said, I hope it's not the Red Wings. I hope they suck for 20 years. Maybe 40.
You're just hoping for everything that way. Yeah,
maybe 40.
Oh, yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, to have them. I'm like, okay, you had that nice run for 20 years.
Yeah, suck it.
Oh, yeah, it's just yeah, get out of here. Yeah, it's just wow. Really, I mean, that is a depressing sports city right now. That is, and it's not like you can point to like the college teams like, oh, Michigan has a chance. Michigan stunk last year. Michigan State has a chance. Michigan State stunk this year. I guess really the only high point has been Michigan basketball. Really,
Michigan
that's really,
basketball. I'll give you that.
Yeah, other than University of Michigan basketball, that's probably the only high point right now as far as with Michigan sports.
I wonder if they would beat the Pistons.
I would love to see that. Give me that any day of the week. Give me that any day of the week. I would love that. I want that. Make it happen.
All right. Well, oh my God. Well, the Pistons are just like plagued with injuries too. Like I just clicked on their roster and they have Mason Plumlee as their starter, which alone speaks to where they're at. And Jeremy Grant, but like every player on ESPN's depth chart has an O next to their name.
That's not a good sign.
No, it's not.
No, they are a very bad team. And Grant was kind of the highlight, but really they gave a lot of money for him. Same with Plumlee. I'm like,
right.
Oh, okay. Like when I saw like how much they signed those two guys, I was like, oh, okay. You know, it's your problem now.
Like they have these guys that were okay in college. Wayne Ellington was good in college. They have these guys that were like good in college. Jahlil Okafor, but like that's about it.
Yeah, it really is a dark time, and it doesn't look like it's getting anything better for Detroit right now.
Nope, Detroit. The dark era of Detroit sports. Where do you want to talk about next?
I mean, it's just, we're hitting hockey. We're hitting the playoffs right now. Playoffs are just right around the corner. The playoffs are starting to take into shape right now. And I'm just kind of curious with the matchups right now. It's going to be just fun to see who's going to get that fourth slot in the Central. Who's really the East is going to be one of these. They're just fighting for seeds right now, and then who's going to get? Yeah, Winnipeg just clinched as well. So who's going to get that fourth? And it looks like it's going to be Montreal for that fourth slot in the North. So it looks like we're going to have the playoffs really set up right now. So I'm really happy for that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. Although outside of the playoffs, I got to say, I'm proud of the Ottawa Senators. They've won 7 of their last 10 games. And I don't know if we're going to go through our full like top 5 and bottom 5 like we normally do. But give them credit. They've made a run at it here, and they've definitely crawled their way from the worst team in hockey at the bottom of our rankings every week to actually mattering.
Yeah, if we did like a bottom 5, I wouldn't have Ottawa right now.
I wouldn't have them in the bottom 10.
Yeah, they've been playing really good hockey right now, and they really. I mean, if the season was maybe 2 or 3 weeks longer, they could probably if Montreal kind of messed up a little bit, they could have snuck up and maybe have gotten that fourth slot. But unfortunately, it was too little, too late for the Senators on that point. But a good kind of. Just a way getting going again. Or maybe just a good kind of stepping stone to kind of get better.
Absolutely.
As well. And it's gonna be fun. And that West is gonna be a really fun kind of end of the season as far as with playoff seedings, like who's gonna be one, who's gonna be two. I wouldn't mind it looks like it's either going to be Vegas, Minnesota, or Colorado, Minnesota for that first round matchup. So it's going to be.
Let's not count the Wild out. The Wild have caught fire here towards the end, and now they're rolling.
Yes, they have caught fire. They really have.
I don't want to play them in the first round. I feel like we always have this like high expectation season that ends up going up against Minnesota in the playoffs.
Yeah, losing
like
7 games.
Perfect storm. Like I don't want expectations and then to be playing Minnesota.
Yeah, it would be a bloodbath. It just really is like a shame. Like it just. Yeah, and I don't think Vegas would want to play Minnesota either. I mean, Minnesota would be a very tough team for Vegas as well. It's just, they would have like this great season. And they would probably lose to the Wild or something like that. Or it'd be a really bloodbath for a 6-7 game long series.
Right.
As
absolutely.
well.
You're not taking care of that team in 4, I would doubt.
Yeah, it would not be a sweep at all. I trust me, that'd be the most shocking result, really. I mean, of like any of the playoff series, if one of these teams loses in a sweep, that would be the most shocking turn of events as well. And it looks like, we're really the only one that really is kind of up in the air right now is kind of the Central sports spot right now. So it looks like a combination. It's either going to be Nashville or Dallas that's going to take on probably Carolina right now if this season ended today. But I would be all in favor for this actually for the 2-3 matchup against Tampa Bay and Florida right now.
Yeah, I'd be all for that one. Carolina is looking very frightening right now. So I mean, they're a good team. So
yeah, they're a great team, and I like it a lot. And they've been playing really good hockey right now. Tampa Bay kind of slipped a little bit, but they're still kind of on, kind of finding their way. And I would just be all in favor. Give me Tampa Bay, Florida for that first round matchup. It's just really
great.
Really with this matchup, I miss like that 1-8 type of thing. Yeah,
I do too.
Yes, because we're getting these really good matchups the first round of the playoffs. Like we're getting Tampa Bay, Florida. It could be Colorado, Vegas against Minnesota right now. So I mean, those are really quality matchups for a first round, and it's just really a shame that we're getting in the first round rather than the second round.
Right, absolutely, I agree with that 100%. I mean, I get obviously this year why we did that, but I don't get why going forward we can't go back to 1-8. 1-8 was fine. It worked out great. Like the NBA does it. We don't need all this like interdivisional shenanigans. Like just go back to giving me 1-8.
Yeah, I wish the NHL would go back to 1-8. I always liked that system. I never understood the playoff format. They try to be cute where it's like, they do want that interdivision. Really, and especially with this year, with the interdivision matchup, it's just like I'm kind of sick of playing these teams. Really. Right,
absolutely. You definitely want to see that more, especially this year.
Yeah, it's just really because a lot of teams had a really good season, and it's going to be ended in round 1.
Right, absolutely. It sure is.
Yeah, everybody except for the North Division,
Right. Like again, though, like I mean, obviously, you would have loved to see the Avalanche be playing someone from that North Division as opposed to trying to take on Minnesota right now, though.
Yeah, having maybe that too. Yeah, and it's based on points. I mean, the Avs would be winning the North Division right now based on points right now, or they'd be tied with Toronto right now. So they would be in good shape right now. So
right,
it's just one of these seasons. Stupid COVID.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just don't like COVID at all.
No, I don't think anyone did.
No, COVID's not fun. Hopefully next year they'll get back. Hopefully they'll change it again, but who knows with Gary Bettman.
1-8 again. That's 1-8.
Yeah, hopefully we're begging you, but who knows with Gary Bettman.
Yeah,
he's on hot fire too with the whole Rangers and Washington and all that. I mean, yeah. Yeah, Tom Wilson is just this generation's Claude Lemieux. Really, I mean, he's a player that you probably love. If he's on your team, you love him. He's great. You're just like, oh, you kind of slip aside. But yeah, if he's on but if he's not on your team, you're like, I hate this guy. This guy's a terrible person.
Yeah,
it's just really good that we actually have a Claude Lemieux for this generation, and it happens to be Tom Wilson.
I mean, I want some roughhousing back in hockey. I mean, there's going to be some cheap shots like what we saw with Wilson, but I mean, like I said, I want hockey to have, get back to a more physical game.
It seems that way with most teams, or it seems that way with like the general hockey fans, where it's like, oh, I love all the fights, but yeah, as some of like the diehards ones, they were kind of getting sick and tired of all the fights that were happening. It's just like, oh, NHL, it's your fault. It's your fault.
There's a good balance, and I feel like right now we need a little bit more fighting.
Yeah, a little bit more fighting wouldn't hurt. I would love that. Yeah, just a little fighting, a little more cheap shots. Yeah.
I want all right. There needs to be a place on a team for a Scott Parker. There's no room in today's NHL for a Scott Parker.
Yeah, you want to bring back the goons. I see. You want to bring back the goons.
One goon per team.
One goon per team. Yeah, you can bring back that thing. Yeah, with the one goon per team, and they had the fight. Both of those guys had the fight.
Right.
That's the between intermissions.
We know who's gonna do it.
Or he's always on the top line, or like on the second line, protecting the top scorer.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be the case. You know what? Maybe that'd be the case now. Bring back maybe a goonery as well. So you would kind of mess up maybe like a team chemistry with teams.
Right.
Yeah. Having like a goon being on like the first line with like Nathan McKinnon or Connor McDavid trying to protect them.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that actually could be great strategy. Yeah, you kind of zag when everybody zigs.
Right, exactly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, because
are we giving the Buffalo Sabres some coaching advice, some drafting advice? This is what you should do now. Ooh. Just do this. Just do this, Sabres.
Just get a goon to protect whoever that person you're going to get is.
Yeah, get a goon, get everybody.
All right.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm very excited. We're right at the end of the season, so playoffs are going to be starting in a week. In a couple of weeks. So I'm very excited. Playoff hockey's back, baby.
I'm excited too. Can't wait. Obviously, once again, I'm trying to temper my expectations for the Avalanche. I actually got to watch them the other night, and it was a good thing to actually be able to see them play. But once again, if they end up against Minnesota, I can't have expectations when they play Minnesota.
I know you just got to kind of hamper your expectations. You're like, okay, I don't know if they get past
heartbreak too many times.
We've had the heartbreak, a couple of times, but I feel like it's one of these things. We played them 3 times, but it's the case of they won one, we won one, they won one. So I think this is probably the year that we would. So hopefully the pattern helps, and we actually win it this year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that, and. Yeah, just trying to see the North Division as well. It seemed like Edmonton's starting to find their stride as well, and I'd be all in favor of a Toronto-Edmonton battle for the North. Really, two kind of suffering franchises now, because Edmonton hasn't won in over 30 years, folks.
Right.
They haven't won in over 30 years, so it's been a long time for Edmonton as well, and. Is this going to be the year, or is the goaltender situation going to crap on itself again?
I want the Winnipeg Jets to shock everybody and come out of that. I might, when I'm in Vegas next week, bet on the Jets just to sneak out of that thing.
Oh, give him your kiss of death.
I might be giving him the kiss of death too. That's probably what I could do. Actually, next weekend I'm in Vegas. I'm going to bet on the Minnesota Wild to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, do just that.
Double it down.
Yeah, just double down on it. Give him that kiss of death.
The KOD, baby, you got to give it to him.
Yeah, kind of help the Avs in a way.
Yep, you know it. Make sure I get in my money right now too for Tampa Bay repeating as Super Bowl champion, so that way that doesn't happen either.
Oh. And put a little money down on Vic Fangio being first coach fired.
You have
If
to
we happen to
choose.
don't get Rodgers.
You have to choose, God. Do I win money or do I end up miserable? Which one do you want to see?